Pre-season games was down back, so new experience for young Lockie.
Yeah, did play in the NAB Cup earlier this year, 4 games in the NAB Cup, so he should be reasonably confident. And how's that for a start? Perfect palm down ball. Davis, ball again, dragged down. Outley sprints clear. Patterson gives it up. Adams caught. Harvey played for the free. It'll push. And he gets it.
Kick.
2 umpires didn't really agree there. The umpires today, Luke Farmer, Sean Ryan, Jacob Mollison. I don't think they were as one for this, but it looked pretty much like a free.
Yeah, one across the chops, and Brent Harvey, whoever shot for goal, this will be just what the Kangaroos require. Get off to a good start, get the young players feeling good about themselves, and they're well and truly in the game.
$22 goals, 15 this year. From just inside 50. Strikes it okay. It drifts a little. It drifted a lot in the end. Disappointing.
And that's the thing with set shots and the blustery conditions here that you can get at the MCG. You really have to hit the ball well. Otherwise, if it's floating up there, it can be moved all over the place.
Davis straight to Tarrant. Held up at half-back. Sits it up, Cloak. And there's the start he wanted. Hands weren't clean, but still an early grab to settle his nerves. Keefe on the move. And look good.
Good speed.
And he takes off, hits the top of the square.
Holding.
And it'll be Goldstein or Jolly's ball. Goldstein wins it.
It was a beautiful kick from Keefe. The only improvement, just a bit more height. Yeah. Jolly was looking for the body, so he wanted height, elevation on that kick.
But maybe he thought that Goldstein was taller.
Maybe he did. It was a very nice start from the youngster today. Another holding decision.
Okay, play on advantage. I'm not sure Hanson actually wanted it to, but it comes off for them. Adley, no one's in the square. He could go for home and hope for the bounce. He pokes it. Lindsay Thomas, who's got the goal-kicking horrors, but on the run he might be a little better. Couldn't get there. Toes it away. Back to Adley. Dragged down Wellingham. Blair got back. Tarrant out of danger. And Keefe's all the way down at half-back. Thompson takes him to the line, takes him on, and burns him off. Has the shot from 50. Drops short. Reid got a hand on it. Maxwell back to Reid. Caught. Dispossessed. Goldstein. Kick smothered. Swallow. Hacks a kick toward goal. It's not bad. And it's touched on the line.
Well, they have got off to a reasonable start, the Kangaroos, but of their 14 possessions, I would say that probably 14, or at least 13, have all been pressured kicks. So, again, we see Collingwood come to play with their defensive pressures, just not allowing the ball carrier for the Kangaroos to have any space.
Davis straight down the middle to the runner, Pendlebury. Half held on to by Ferrito. Now he's got him big time and stopped the kick. Well played, Ferrito. Again, second effort, Pendlebury kept his feet. And that was the reason he won the contest at the end of it. Thomas. Swan. And he left it behind. Everything has to be a work of art for Dale Thomas. And that almost was as he tried to pick it up from his leg, one-handed.
It looked like we've got a dream matchup on the ball here with Dane Swan and Daniel Wells, which would be fantastic going head-to-head. It looks like Simon Buckley's trying to go to Wells, and Wells is double-teaming.
Thomas had to get a free for that.
Just watching Jolly and Goldstein, boys. They've been at both goal squares at the moment, charging forward every time. Jolly and Goldstein's doing the right thing and pushing forward for the Kangaroos.
Cloak the target. Hands are strong. Appeared to get one arm knocked, but umpire said it was okay. North Melbourne getting players back. Ferrito got it from Wells. It's a 2-on-1. Collingwood with a 2. Tarrant, Thomas is waxing possessions.
Yeah, great work from Tarrant just to tap it down to Thomas.
McMahon misread that slightly. Maxwell kicks it back inside 50 in hope that Collingwood have the numbers. Wellingham shrugged the tackle. He goes toward goal and it's across the face.
Very important forward-line tackles today. You know, Collingwood are one of the best in the competition. North Melbourne really have to nail those tackles.
Yeah, they do. And saw Travis Cloak went for that last mark. Ball hit the ground, but he was the first one in there tackling as well. So a part of his game that's really improved over the last few years.
Scott Thompson into the sunshine for a rare moment. The rain stopped falling. Reid knocked it down. Bastanak kick smothered. Wellingham, a fumble initially, and that's all it took. Wells tried to shuffle it out. Wellingham tries to mop up his own little mess. Petrie, Wells, Thompson, out of play.
Yeah, the intensity's right up there, and it's not a free-flowing game to start with, that's for sure, and that's what you'd expect on a blustery day at the MCG with Collingwood involved.
Wells into the palm down. Swallow got a kick away. This is Harper back into the team and did well. Harvey, a little fumble again. Tries to shrug. Side bottom got him, but he got a kick away. Reid, Campbell also back into the team. So the two new boys back combined. Harper, Pocket, Maxwell, whatever you can do. Cracker, drop that. Forced to go. Swan rolled it. Harry O. Reid. Hits it low to Pendlebury.
Well done from the Kangaroos. Collingwood looked like they had spare players, but the Kangaroos midfielders pushed hard back to clog up the space.
Side bottom in his 50th game. Huckley, indecisive, goes back to side bottom. Pendlebury. Cloak, that'll do.
Great
Maintain
movement
possession.
Very good movement. They're very patient at the moment, Collingwood.
And he heads to the hot spot. Shaw might have to go. Well, he was the only one who went in the end.
Well, Lee Adams is playing half forward. Looks like he's doing the gating job on Heath Shaw. I don't think he expected this early in the game to Heath Shaw to run forward and take a contested mark 30 metres out in front of Collingwood's goal. Very good running from Shaw.
It was, and he attacked the ball, and I think, as you're saying it, Lee Adams just was a bit worried about Shaw, the body, rather than actually attacking the ball.
Would have been big odds for first goal kicker. Only kicked one this year. Sneaks it in.
Yeah, reward for effort for not only Heath Shaw, but Collingwood. The tackling pressure has been extremely good, and Travis Cloak working well up the ground. But see how here Heath Shaw attacked the ball, and I think there was just a bit of caution there from Lee Adams on that occasion. Just too conscious about searching for body.
Well, he's in an area that he's felt uncomfortable.
Yeah.
He's really uncomfortable there, and he wasn't quite sure what you do. You've hit the nail on the head there, Lynch. He should have just went at the ball.
This is the last inside 54, and we see Drew Petrie on the forward 50 arc. The problem last week was Kangaroos were going long to a dangerous spot, but they were outnumbered at a spot. Exactly the same as happened their second forward 50 entry this week.
Goldstein down to Swallow. Perfect palm down and a good inside 50. Turvey gang tackled. Didn't have prior opportunity. Ball up.
So that's something we spoke about pre-game, was they really have to lower the eyes, hit up the targets. Not always going to be Drew Petrie in that space. He may be the deep one, but if there is a spare player there, you have to use him.
Swan and Thomas both had a feel of it. Lindsay takes him over the line.
Actually, Lee Adams was unsure in that instance, but I think he's got a negating role on Leon Davis,
Oh, yeah.
Lee Adams. So he was obviously caught in transition with Heath Shaw.
Well, they can take their pick, the attacking defenders that Collingwood have got.
Ball. Ducked into it, got one high. Maxwell. Straight up in the air. Goldstein plucks it and paid it.
Great grab. It's gone 5 metres, but it's a very good grab. And this is the matchup you were talking about, Spud. And I think Kingy was as well. The ruckmen both running offensively to try to put pressure on their direct opponent. First goal is a massive win for these two players.
And that will be another variable if he can push forward and kick goals. Just like that.
It's a game of cat and mouse, there's no doubt, between the rucks, and David King was all over that. And you could just see there the second efforts from Goldstein. Jolly was caught in the ruck situation there, and that's the beauty of Goldstein. He fancied himself going forward. I think it's super that North Melbourne's first goal come from the ruckman. So now puts Darren Jolly on the back foot, Lee Brown in the ruck at this stage. So Goldstein's opportunity to push forward and become a secondary target is super important for North long term.
Okay, set up rucks.
Actually rates himself as a goal kicker too, Todd Goldstein. Grew up an Essendon fan and wanted to be Matthew Lloyd all his life, and then grew a little too tall to be a forward. And how's that for a great piece of ruck work? Collingwood, though, get the clearance. So it would have been a free for a push-out. Swan takes on Harvey. Perfect chase by Harvey. Just got hands on his backside at the right moment. Rawlings couldn't pick it. Swan, second effort, superb. Dangerous spot. Keith shuffles it out. Pendlebury gets it out, but missed ball. Flicks it on. Brown bounced it. No, he didn't. He tried to keep it low. Zeeble cut it off for the mark. And heads wide to Pedersen. Hugs the line. Haven't seen a lot of Petrie yet. Reid right with him. Davis and Campbell.
It's going to be a pivotal matchup, Ben Reid and Drew Petrie, no doubting that. Two in-form tall players, one a key defender for Collingwood, and of course Drew Petrie, the vice-captain for North Melbourne.
Two super athletes.
And the ball in. Brown tried to slap it further on. Harry O'Brien bursts his way through. Short tackle. Bastanak bumped, got the ball, gives it out for Ito. Bounces it to half forward. Petrie and Reid again. Ball to the back. Edwards beaten for it by Davis, who can seek the line. Does it in style. Pendlebury.
Well, that was a perfect kick, Dwayne. There was 1 on 4 there, and Pendlebury was the one. The kick was perfectly weighted. All Ferrito could do was give a free kick away.
Donald Thomas puts it up high. Cloak, manhandled off it. Cracker. He ran into a high one from Zeeble. Zeeble was almost stationary with his arm there, and Cracker ran into it.
Short,
takes off.
deep again.
Kick smothered. Wellingham got it out. Pendlebury. Blair. Well, it was there for a long time.
Well, it was. Cloak created the initial contest. You had Blair and Cracker at the fore of the ball. So the North Melbourne half-backs have to be aware that these conditions are not going to suit the tall marking player, and we saw Cracker and Blair having involvement already.
15 goals, 10 this year for Blair. Oh,
He's nearly dropped that.
start.
Oh, that's a good goal.
Strange preparation, but it's the result that counts.
Well, it's great composure, and he's near dropped the ball. Maybe the little hands just didn't wrap around the ball well enough, or it might have been a bit slippery, but this is a good contest. Travis Cloak, as he always does. Lockie Hansen held his ground well, which is a plus, but as you're spot on, Spud, the numbers are very predictable to the front for Collingwood. They get their crumbing forwards there because they know where the ball's going to go, and Blair managed to just duck into that dangerous position 30 metres out from goal, and that is a very good kick in the end.
David King downstairs.
He sure has just come for a break here, boys, on the bench, but he roamed around that wing unmanned and unchecked for about 5 minutes, and I think if they allow that, the Kangaroos, they'll pay a hefty price.
Yeah, spot on, Kingy, and he ended up 15 metres out from goal, so he's running very offensively at the moment, so you've got to watch that.
Goldstein got the initial clearance. Zeeble outside of the foot. Reid overran it. Harry O plays for the in the back. Didn't suck anyone in. Fall in.
Well, that's a win for North Melbourne, having a stoppage inside their forward 50. You can see there Harry O'Brien, the secondary player, coming in. Good tackle there from Edwards. Good pressure.
And a good battle in the ruck at the moment. Jolly wins this. Caught by Lindsay Thomas. Harry O'Brien gets it outside 50. Delaney used his body to allow Rawlings to get ball. Delaney still on the inside. Ignored. Hansen.
They've got him in the corridor now. Just didn't pull the trigger early enough.
He had a ton of space. Harvey off his hands. Perfect spoil away. Hansen traps it. They trap him. Zeeble. Strange inside 50. A little wider than you'd expect him to go. But as Danny Frawley said, was set up for a ball in.
Well, they're winning all the clearances, North Melbourne, the tackles. It's just their decision-making again. Attlee was the target. He was the free target. They elected to go to short to 50-50 with Harvey and Rounds.
And to his credit, Lockie Hansen backed up his probably poor decision by a great attack at the ball.
No free out of the ruck. Dragged down. Rounds clears it. McMahon dragged off it, thrown off it. Birth of his child this week, Scott McMahon. It was something that he had to consider for a couple of weeks. Even missed a game for North Melbourne. The birth didn't happen that week, but it did happen this week. So congratulations to him. Pendlebury back. Swan couldn't get it away. Lindsay Thomas does. Toomey, as you can no doubt hear. Touch ball. Swan got it off to Buckley. Back into Edwards. Splendid tackle. Bastanak. Petrie. Grab, didn't have it. Swallow. Is that in the back? Harry O'Brien gets away with it. Is that a free? Had Pryor and didn't dispose of it. North Melbourne fans roaring. Want another one here. Still don't get it. Great pressure from North Melbourne. More boos from the fans. Good crowd in here at the G. That was Keefe, and there's the free. It might be 50.
Maybe. In your call, Dwayne, you did say great pressure from the Kangaroos, and certainly their tackling pressure is right up there. They're leading the tackle count 18-10. Now, that's something that the Pies pride themselves on, but certainly the Kangaroos are matching every bit of the Pies' pressure.
Second kick for the first gamer, and free kick to Cloak. A play on advantage here.
Oh, it's not now.
Thomas. A rolling ball. Farino's fallen over. Amazing.
There's been a hole in the ground.
Got it up just in time to Greenwood, who gets him out of a spot of bother. Thompson, juggle. Stolen by Toomey. Collingwood on the way back. Pendlebury, Dale Thomas.
They're away to North Melbourne. We know Collingwood are one of the best teams in competition, scoring from turnovers, but it was just the fumbled mark from Scotty Thompson. They're away then, North Melbourne.
Exactly.
Burrito's slip over. Just those little things.
Yeah, the critical ball disposal errors, and certainly the kick to Scotty Thompson wasn't ideal. It was a little bit elevated, so just needed to take it, and they were away. They could have been in this position scoring, but as we see so often, the Pies often punish the turnovers with goals.
Had about 30 shots before the game today, but all of them from outside the boundary, Dale Thomas. He probably doesn't need to practice those.
Just the ball use at the moment, Alistair. There's 64% by foot for Collingwood, and North Melbourne only going to 50. So every second kick is being ineffective. We see the slip over here from Burrito. So the North Melbourne midfielder break into space. And you're right, the kick was probably elevated too much, but he had enough purchase to mark the ball.
Or at least keep it in front. It went through his legs as well. So North were going one way, Collingwood going the other. Goal was the result. So disappointing for the Kangaroos. The effort was there, just the mistakes.
Hate to labour the point, but we see it so often. Automatic rotation when you kick a goal. One of the 130 rotations per game the coaches don't have to call. Players just know it's their chance for a rest. Pendlebury got it up to Jolly, dispossessed, towed by Blair, half forward. Scott Thompson tracks it. Fumbled it initially, still over it. And now he's gone, maybe. He just gets it out in time. Flicked up by Atley to Farito. Finds the boundary but not delivering.
Kingy, we've got one-on-ones all over the ground, so it's going to be a day to win that hard ball.
And I think the Kangaroos need to just kick more to space. They're trying to find a target at the moment, get the ball over the back, let it skid like the Pies are doing.
Pendlebury, gang tackle.
Pedersen's come on the ground just to give Goldstein a bit of a spell on the bench for a few minutes. So this is a critical time for the Kangaroos. Their best ruckman's off the ground.
Pedersen does win that palm down to Harper. Just hacks the kick away. Harry O'Brien tracking it. Stripped of it by Edwards. Ball back alive. Harper back onto it. Gives it up. Adams. Petrie at half forward. Ball bounced unkindly for him. He might still get it regardless. He does. Scoops it up. Bastanak. Big kick this. All about the roll. Campbell can't get there.
Good positive result, though. Great tackling there from Lindsay Thomas. We talked about the tackle count, Alistair. Yeah, it's 24, 20 to North Melbourne, 14 to Collingwood. Positive signs, just the polish of the ball use and the decision-making is the difference at the moment.
And the Kangaroos continually go through the cricket wicket area, so they risk getting opened up on the way back, but they're prepared to risk that. We saw the last Scotty Thompson fumble result in a goal to Dale Thomas, but they're going to continue to go through there.
Farito pushed off it by Pendlebury. North Melbourne fans wanted a free. Collingwood fans knew it wasn't there. They're with the umpire. Ball in.
Well, I think the Kangaroos supporters and players would be content at the moment that they're in the game. They're tackling, their key indicators are right up there where they want to be, and they haven't been blown away by any stretch of the imagination.
This time Pedersen thrown out of it. That was a little softer. Ducked into that. Swallow. Bastanak just gets it off to Pedersen, who floats at goalward. And again, Petrie was just held out of position by Reid. Behind.
I like the way North are going about it. Inside 50s, 11 to North Melbourne, 8 to Collingwood. Now, I know that Collingwood have kicked the 3. North Melbourne, unfortunately, 1 goal 4.
That's the only thing. They've got one of these scrubber shots at goal. They've just got to get the reward on the scoreboard, because it can be psychologically very draining if you continually just get the points and don't get the 6-point reward.
Davis gets it all the way to the wing by himself. Side bottom. They're away again. Shaw,
Cloak
Blair,
1 on 1 deep.
Side bottom. Short kick.
Well done, Hansen.
And he got in the hole, Hansen.
That was what we were speaking about. Players.
He's hurt himself.
Oh, he has too. That's no good, because the ball was in flight. He used his direct opponent as a starting point, and then when the ball was in the air, he just took it on, attacked the ball.
And all the dangerous space was in front.
Yep.
So he was guarding the dangerous space.
Oh.
Hopefully Hansen's okay. You can see him go down on that right ankle.
Well, Travis Cloak landed on the ankle, so it's a fair chance it's going to be pretty sore. So hopefully it's not a sprain, more an impact injury.
Staying on there at the moment. Wells took it from Petrie.
Just off from the bench too, Wells.
Half forward, and that's a mark to Adams.
That's the perfect come one. Daniel Wells straight off the bench and
Thought about it.
off Petrie there. But that was a great kick to a contest. As David King said, don't be afraid to go to a one-on-one inside your forward 50, as long as it's a one-on-one.
And the important thing, it was just slightly weighted to Adams' side, so it was to his advantage rather than advantage to Swan.
So Hansen off. Pedersen to the fence. Adams across the face. Jolly a free.
And this is where the pressure will continually mount, and this is where the Kangaroos could get their back broken here if Collingwood go the other end and score quick goals.
Hansen off, boys. I think he's got a problem with his lower leg. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a bony issue. Travis Cloak's whole body weight landing on his lower leg, and they're quite concerned down here.
And that's certainly not under 100 kilos, I wouldn't have thought.
Rounds to Goldstein. Fresh back on. Gives it up quickly. Wells drives it long. It's a floater. Tough ball to gather. And in the end, no one got near it.
Key, the wind conditions, is it suiting one end? Because those last 2 kicks from North Melbourne, the wind looked like when it was dropping in trajectory, just took it to a different plane.
Doesn't appear to be. It is quite swirly down here, and you can just see that it rears up every now and then, the breeze, but I don't think it's favouring either end.
I just think they might have been dirty mongrels.
Yep.
Just the dirty old floaters.
Davis to
Nothing wrong with
Turvey.
them, Lynchy.
No, that's right.
North Melbourne with more scoring shots. 6 scoring shots to Collingwood's 4. Turvey around the boundary. Caught behind Keefe. Ball gets to the back. Rawlings should get there first. And he sought the boundary line. Crowd roared and got him. Play on quickly. Thomas over the head of Cloak. Knocked down. Swan had it but stripped of it. Both sets of fans calling for a free. North Melbourne say ball. Collingwood fans say holding the man. Ferrito toes it again toward the boundary. He'll get away with that one.
Well, Cam Peterson's now on Travis Cloak. He looks like he's in a little bit of trouble after that spoiling incident as well. As we have a look at Ferrito.
I think Travis Cloak again fell on Pedersen's ankle in that tackle after the marking
You
contest.
can see him running back to the top of the square now, so he's okay.
Goldstein, fingertips. Brown. Harper should get there. Thought about Rawlings. Kicks it high. Swan stands under it. Splendid grab.
Courageous grab, Dwayne. He's in good form, Swan.
Seem to say that every time we see him. Ball to the pocket. Cracker, felt contact, went down. Good crowd in. It's not quite the 86,000 that Collingwood played in front of last week against Hawthorn, and not quite the 90-something thousand that we're expecting here for Collingwood Carlton next week, but still a fantastic crowd for a Sunday afternoon game. Wellingham, kick smothered. Strip free. Adams going nowhere. Wellingham likewise. Umpire lets it go for an enormous amount of time. And then a kicking in danger free to North.
Just watching the match-up here, Pendlebury and Ferrito. He's getting off the chain at the moment, Pendlebury. He's having a huge impact in this game. They need to tighten that tag.
Well, it's 9 disposals to Pendlebury, Kingy, and he's going 100%.
Delaney to McMahon. Back to Bastanak, who started it all by taking them on. Kick not so good. Harry O'Brien, the three coming at him, held his ground. Tarrant to Davis, and he's away. Lightning Leon goes wide. Rounds, holds it up, ball. Just floats it up. And Goldstein calls Scott Thompson in. He called him a long time out. Said it's your ball. Rawlings.
And again, a result of good pressure up the field from the Kangaroos. Just forced the errant kick to half forward for the Magpies, and they're working this well.
Legging in the end.
Oh, he's lucky he slipped down his leg though, Dwayne. It was a terrific tackle from Thomas. The unfortunate part about it, his arms slipped down the legs of Scott Thompson. Have a look at this. It's just about the perfect tackle, but then the slippery conditions just lost hold of his hips.
You've got to love his confidence taking on Dale Thomas, though. Petrie couldn't take it. Pendlebury does. Davis to Cracker. Ball from 50. Now Blair's the man. Goes, can't mark. Cloak stayed down and got it. Swan, fumble, shrug, kick, miss.
Well, he's in rare form, as I said, Dane Swan against North Melbourne. He averages 37 disposals, 5 clearances the last 3 games against North. It's interesting how Blair was the contested mark player and Cloak was the crummer. They got it the wrong way around on that instance.
Well, that's right. It doesn't mean you have to be a big man to take a contested mark. He actually used his body fairly well.
Farito down the middle, important. That's a push. So Edwards' ball against Reed.
Yeah, that was an obvious one. The hands in the back, free kick.
Just need a goal for their effort, North. They've really competed well in this game. They need a goal for their effort.
Lindsay Thomas, Harry O'Brien, unbelievable.
Players everywhere. The Magpies forward of the ball.
Davis back to Harry O. Chips it, Keith. Pendlebury, kickable maybe. From 55, Blair again the go-to man, and Scott Thompson fist wins out.
Yeah, well, Pendlebury's the go-to player at the moment. Good contested effort there from Blair.
Bastanak, they get away with it.
Goldstein running forward hard.
He
missed a turnover again in the middle of the ground.
He missed Campbell. Tuvey through Bastanak, and again sits it up for Thomas. Oh boy!
Magnificent grab, Brian. Beautifully called. The turnover again from North, but what an outstanding mark from Dale Thomas. He's already kicked the 1 goal. He's had 8 disposals.
Well, he ran a little early because he knew he was out of position. Had to just push his direct opponent out of the road, and that's a very handy mark.
Everything he does is like a work of art.
He's a super talent, just a difficult matchup, great contested mark. Well, let's go back to when North Melbourne had the ball.
Yeah,
we had Goldstein running forward hard, out of screen. His direct opponent, Jolly, was 30 metres off Goldstein. They turn it over and have a look at the result. An outstanding mark. North Melbourne are actually in this game, inside 50s, 13 to North, 14 to Collingwood, but it's just the polish of Collingwood and the brilliance of Thomas and Pendlebury and Swan.
Malthouse, Eddie Maguire. The transition seems to be working so far. From Malthouse to Buckley.
The Kangaroos just got to be very careful, not just about the execution, it's about the choices they're making going forward at the moment.
Wells with the clearance. Speaking of Buckley, here's the other one. Couldn't trap it, neither could Swallow. Shuffled it out. Harry O'Brien's been impassable. Seconds tick down. Collingwood had a 16-point buffer at quarter time. Turvey and Harvey sort their differences out. Collingwood 4-3-27. North Melbourne 1-5-11 quarter time at the G.
Certainly the key defensive indicators were up, but just critical turnovers have hurt them.
They're doing a lot right. They're winning the clearances 11-6, North Melbourne.
Bounce favours Jolly. It was uncontested and the umpire didn't recall it. Thomas got it from side bottom. Heads wide. Cloak on the hunt. Blair gets there first. Doesn't want to have the shot initially. Centering kick. Sits it up. Swan whirls with the punch. Scott Thompson. Adams beaten for it by Davis. Weaves his magic. Kicks toward goal. Scintillating.
And as we know, Spud, that certainly the Kangaroos have been very good in a lot of key departments in the first quarter. But if you don't get the reward on the scoreboard, so certainly the weight of the pressure on the scoreboard will take its toll. And that's what Collingwood do so well. They get a half chance. Leon Davis on that occasion pushed forward, broke a couple of tackles, which is disappointing. We haven't seen that from the Kangaroos today so far. But they capitalise on their opportunities by kicking a very good goal. Critical 5 minutes for the Kangaroos. So they need to get scoreboard pressure.
Leon Davis, what a great move from Mick Malthouse. He's going to 100%. And, of course, Andy Cracker's tackle inside the forward 50, which caused the turnover for allow Leon Davis to kick that goal. It's great team footy.
Adams extracts it. Pedersen back forward. After being back. Ball comes clear. Shaw. Davis, Swan. Pendlebury, Davis. Little fumble, didn't matter. Back to Swan, Dale Thomas.
They run into space hard, Collingwood down.
Wellingham. He's got Brown short, he goes longer. Blair in a one-on-one. Too good, takes off, goals. That was a training drill.
Well, that's the third time they've gone long to Blair in a one-on-one situation at the top of the goal square. On this occasion, he's taken a good mark. But look at the transition again. The players involved, Davis, Pendlebury, Swan, they used the ball so well and just swept around the outside of the ground. And doesn't matter whether it was Travis Cloke or Blair, it's just very good work. Just eased his opponent under the ball and disposed of Rawlings. He'd be disappointed with that. So he went to ground very easily. Now, no, it didn't seem to be a free kick, so good work from Blair.
By the end of this year, Jarrad Blair could find himself a two-time premiership player with less than 40 games to his name.
Don't be worried about his height. He's one of the best contested players going around, and Brady Rawlings, he's a senior player. He'd be disappointed with that effort going to ground. Wells
to Ferrito. North need to find something and find it quickly. Maybe it's Petrie who goes and almost gets. Second grab was nearly there. Lindsay Thomas. He needs to provide. Adams gives it up. Edwards. Zeeble.
Goldstein in the goal square. All by himself and just blazed away. I don't think Jack Zeeble actually identified that he had to spare players short. But, yeah, as I said, a very critical 5 minutes for the Kangaroos. They've been so good in so many aspects of the game, but they must get some pressure on the Pies by scoring goals. Otherwise, they'll start to drop their heads. The run and the tackle pressure will drop away.
Jolly.
King, it looks like they've changed that match-up on Pendlebury now with Zeeble.
Yeah, they have, but I think they're rotating through him now because it clearly wasn't working with Ferrito.
Delaney gets back, caught, just gets a handball away, and Zeeble buffeted out of play.
Fascinated, Dwayne, with this ruck match up here, Jolly and Goldstein. Goldstein's been the goal square unopposed about 5 times for the game. Jolly needs to be careful here and pay him a little bit more respect.
Almost drags him down. Ball thumps it on. Rawlings. Bastanak keeps it in. Thompson. Maxwell. Too easy. Run down. That's ball. Got to be ball from Campbell.
Great chase.
Well, he's playing for his life, Campbell. First game for the year. Pedersen plays onto advantage. Harvey should sprint onto this and kick one. Just when they needed you, Boomer.
The captain needed to step in and kick a goal, but it looked like the game was running away. And that was a fantastic goal from Brent Harvey. Kicked the ball to space. Terrific tackle from Matty Campbell there. He's had a number of injuries through hamstrings, and that's the forward pressure North need to put on. You can see young Luke Rounds there just looking for the body of Harvey. He knew he was in trouble. The touch and feel was okay, but he never got goal side at all, and he'll learn from that. He spectated the ball for a split second. That's all you need against Harvey.
Luke Rounds in game 2 up against Brent Harvey in game 316.
That's good coaching from Mick.
Yeah,
Second
absolutely.
gamer on Brent Harvey. You know, he's from Mortlake, Terang boy, come through the Geelong under-18s. That's a real win because he'll learn a lot about himself today. Luke Rounds playing on the North's champ.
Swan to Pendlebury. And side bottom can't kick the goal.
But it was set up, as you said, with a chase and tackle with Matty Campbell, and that's one of the reasons he's in the side, and they really require him to sort of get some continuity in his playing. Bad kick out, and they might get away with it.
Scott Thompson, no prior opportunity there as he was grabbed. Maxwell deliberately bounced that. Wellingham shuffles it out. Shaw to Swan. Cracker. Maybe too far out to score. Side bottom.
Well, that's Collingwood style, isn't it? Hug the boundary line, get to a one-on-one, and what it does, it forces all the North players to man up. So when they do go forward, even though it's wide, they're going to a one-on-one contest instead of an outnumbered situation.
Well, they use it so well. They hit up their targets 20 metres away.
13 goals, 10 this year. Game 50, and he peels that back to perfection.
And this is exactly what crushes very honourable efforts from the Kangaroos. The Kangaroos haven't been able to capitalise on these opportunities, these half chances when they've had the shots at the same end in the first quarter. But the Collingwood get themselves in a position to execute their fine skills, and that's a fantastic shot at goal from the boundary line in fluky, windy conditions, and that's why they're on top of the pile after today's play with a very good shot.
Nice article in the paper today about the five brothers and their father wouldn't let them kick with their correct foot in the backyard. Only opposite foot in the backyard, please, boys.
Yeah, good Goulburn Valley boys up there, the side bottom clan.
Yeah, nice story. Sure.
How skillful was that passage of play, though, from Collingwood in these conditions?
Dale Thomas. Dangerous area again. Cracker. Manhandled. Collingwood portion of the crowd thought he deserved a free. Zeeble finds Adams. Out of danger. Campbell working hard. Gets there, couldn't grab it. Harry O'Brien. Campbell tracks him down. Manhandles him off it. Does well. Doesn't win a free. Threw it out. Harry O'Brien with some poise. And it eludes everybody and out of play.
Kingy, how do we get Edwards into the fold? I know Petrie's been the go-to player, but he's only had the two disposals, Aaron Edwards on Harry O'Brien.
I think this is better. Drew Petrie higher up the field, let him hit the wings for the next 10 or so minutes, and just put Aaron Edwards, who's a classic full forward, back in the goal square and let him ply his trade.
Goldstein, terrible kick.
Best.
And Keefe, the first gamer, fumbles it. Lays a tackle, but North Melbourne away. Harper to 60, and he drives it long. Petrie can't get back, and it's through for a behind. Kieran Harper.
They got away with that one, the Kangaroos, again in the centre circle, that dangerous position. Just haven't been able to execute their skill well and hit targets, whereas Collingwood hit their targets through that part of the ground all the time.
Maxwell. 28 points the margin. Played 9 minutes, second term. Reid and Thompson. Reid with a knuckle on it. McMahon back. He sits it up a bit. Pedersen went, floating ball, did well. Goldstein to Adams. He needs to kick the goal under some pressure, and he misses.
Well, that's the difference at the moment. Is North not taking their opportunities? And you need to take your opportunities against the best team in the competition. Now, they've now got 2 goals, 7. Now, it could have quite easily been 6 goals, 3. Those goals on the run.
Sure. Cloak. Takes off. Drives it long. Blair's the man again. Rawlings with him. He couldn't trap it.
He loves trying to find the body on Brady Rawlings too.
Well, I think he sees himself a bit of a power forward in the making. He's just getting to the top of the goal square very early. He's happy with that matchup. Obviously, Mick Malthouse is at the moment as well. It's a free kick.
And it's North Melbourne's ball.
I thought initially Jolly might have got the free kick there. Let's have a look. You just see the 2 ruckmen. Okay, he's hanging on.
Wobbly kick to be gathering. Lindsay Thomas. Side bottom dragged off it. Rounds. Couldn't get a kick away. Greenwood couldn't get a kick away. Side bottom. Couldn't get a handball out. Pendlebury does. To Buckley. Now Blair again. Almost. McMahon got it. Oh, Thomas. That's crazy good. And side bottom finishes it all off.
You can't tag them all. That's just beautifully called, Dwayne. Just the class It was just unbelievable reflexes. You know, Pendlebury, Swan, Thomas, side bottom. It was just a classic piece of play. Good spoil there from McMahon. But Thomas knew if he picked the ball up, he was going to get tackled. So he's just did a little toe poke to side bottom. He had cracker free. That was just a magnificent piece of thinking there from Dale Thomas. Just quick thinking, cat-like reflexes. Great ball handling from side bottom to kick his second goal for this quarter.
Light rain falling, but the artistry continues. 52-19.
Well, we thought with outdoors the Cloak had to kick a bag full, but it's Thomas with 2, side bottom with 2, and Blair with 2. So the Smalling, Crumming type players for Collingwood really coming to the fore today.
Again, the Pies just capitalising on half chances.
Scott Thompson to Delaney. Edwards, O'Brien. Ball just carried a little on both. Out of play. This is the biggest margin of the game, 33 points. These two teams met earlier this year, round 2 at Etihad Stadium. Collingwood blew North Melbourne away by 87 points.
It's a perfect matchup for Edwards, Harry O'Brien.
Yep.
But I'd like to see Edwards out of the goal square. I think Harry O'Brien out of the goal square, it's a little bit nervy.
Yeah, fair
change it up
point.
a bit.
Yeah, make him, and as you said, he is a natural leading full forward, Aaron Edwards as well. So make Harry O'Brien be very accountable deep.
Cloak. Plays on quickly. Cracker in the spot this time. Manhandles McMahon. Keeps his feet. Saw the traffic coming. Scott Thompson collects. Drives it down the corridor. Petrie gets a hand to it, but so does Reid. Tooby off hands. Ball fell, got it up. Back to Reid. Centre kick. Blair again.
Oh, Blair's paddock. He's just dominating that area. He's just getting to that area every time, and the Collingwood players are going to him.
I think he's telling the best contested mark player in the comp this year, Travis Cloak,
Just push up the ground, will you?
this is my space.
Yeah, I'm running this show now. But again, they're very good. Great work from Reid to keep the ball in front.
For his third. Peels it back. 39 points the margin.
There you go, Dwayne. He's not even going to leave the field because he's not a midfield rotator. No. He's a power forward now. But here's a good contest from Reid. Didn't allow the ball to get over the back, which would have been good for the Kangaroos. Kept the ball in front, stayed involved, and then just great identification to see Blair in that dangerous position and slots one through. So these half chances, good play. They're extremely confident in their own teammates and their own ability.
David King.
Well, Brady Rawlings doesn't want to play fullback. He doesn't want to play deep in where he's vulnerable in a one-on-one sense with Blair. And unfortunately for the Kangaroos, they haven't got another quality defender to roll that situation over. So they're being made pay a fair price.
It's getting dangerous now. Greenwood, Blair is everywhere. Wellingham, kick half smothered, beats side bottom. Ferrito bangs it wide. Dale Thomas lurking out there. Zeeble, well, he fell over. And you can't tackle a man when you fall. Pendlebury. O'Brien. Dale Thomas runs on. Brown couldn't collect it. And Thomas knocks it down to Blair. To Wellingham. Ball on 50. Scott Thompson. Outstanding grab.
Well, it wasn't the best option, that one. Luke Ball versus Scott Thompson. But it's amazing this quarter. Collingwood have been inside the forward 59 times for 5 goals.
Oh. And he held on to the tackle too long, according to the umpire. Listen to the boos.
Yeah, Scotty Thompson's very lucky on that occasion. I reckon he'll kick this one. I don't think he'll take on Luke Ball on this occasion.
Well, he was lucky in the first quarter with Dale Thomas.
Yeah, exactly, with the trip.
Ball smack down to Wellingham, to Pendlebury. Inboard, Swan. Brown. Well, he was collected by the ear. Blair makes it his, gives it up to Shaw, has to go back. Davis thought about goals, heads wide. Is that an arm slap free? No, gets away with it. Pendlebury thought he was going to get the ball, didn't get it at all.
Dwayne, I think Brad Scott's got to make some decisions here. He's getting nothing out of Drew Petrie. He needs to make a change there. He needs to make a change on Blair. Clearly having 2 big losses, getting nothing out of Brady Rawlings. Make some changes.
Greenwood Manhandled off it. McMahon lost it. Pendlebury caught by an arm. Slung 360, gets away with it. Thomas couldn't make something of that. Zeeble tries to. Skids it past a couple. Rounds. Shaw, smother. So, Kingy, do you think they should push Petrie back?
I think they should put him in the ruck and just let him roam around for a while. The forward line's not functional at the moment anyway, and I just think that there's too many areas where they're having complete losses and they're not trying anything.
39 points the margin, biggest lead of the game, and North Melbourne at breaking strain. Wellingham couldn't mark it. Goldstein couldn't crumb it. Gets it out just in time. Turnover. Dale Thomas. Look away, handball. Wells hunts it. Loses it. Wellingham. This is too easy.
It is too easy, Dwayne. Another turnover from North Melbourne. And it's just young Atley had the ball on that occasion. It's just a look-away handball. It was never there. The short turnover is indefendable in today's football. And you see Wells again. He's just tried to handball the ball. He's probably better off kicking the ball for a point. Yeah. I can see what he's trying to do, but he was too far out to handball the ball through the goal. So turnover handball from Atley. Then you get an experienced player in Wells here under pressure. Had to know to try and get it further through the points.
Well, that goal just reinforced if you're handballing the ball backwards or going back under pressure, the mistakes can be critical because Collingwood were all running that way and the Kangaroos players were running offensively. No player there to as a defensive sweeper.
Dane Swans, slick hands. And Davis makes a contest, ball out.
You know, it's 12-4 inside 50s this quarter and Collingwood have kicked 6 goals. It's amazing.
And exactly, that is the flip side to the Kangaroos' first quarter where they were getting inside 50 but just not making the most of opportunity. Now we see Drew Petrie maybe actually up into the ruck now, which is good. Just need to get the ball in his hands to get him feeling good about himself, getting some confidence. Goldstein's gone forward and he's got the match up on, I think, Reid at this stage. So good change up. Need to get this very important player for the Kangaroos in the game.
He's having an all-Australian season, Drew Petrie, but not having an all-Australian game, but not necessarily through his fault. Hansen back on, which is good news for the Kangaroos after that leg injury. Rawlings, Harper, better build up.
That's close to 50.
And sits it long. Harvey in the pocket, couldn't collect it. Lindsay Thomas likewise. Back in dispute. Massive players around it. Lindsay Thomas again tries to make something with it. And they're trying to build a ship in a bottle there. 15 players in the confined space, and Sidebottom gets it out of the area. Delaney held on to. No, he held Cloak.
Well,
I thought it was a good contest.
Yeah, I thought it was the other way, actually. I thought Travis Cloak had a fistful of Delaney's jumper at the front, but obviously the umpire's seen the other hold.
And a few Collingwood players didn't take the advantage because they didn't think it was his. Keefe lays a splendid tackle. Harper through some traffic. Lindsay Thomas uses the body. Can't get back to get the possession. Harry O'Brien, strong, dragged down. Did he get a legal possession away? Thomas again didn't want to take possession. Ball in. 45 points the margin. 6 goals to 1 this term. Swallow. But Dane Swan in the hole.
Well, just Dane Swan knows where to get. He gets into a dangerous position for the Kangas, and he sweeps it out too often.
Well, it is team for each other, don't they, Collingwood? Just a little stat. 9 Shepherds to 1, Collingwood's favour. They really do work hard for each other. Try and give each other an easy possession by using your body. About
to tick into time on, second term. Dale Thomas, Ryan Bastonak gets there first, takes him on. Stripped of it. Wells, not sure about that option. And Daniel Wells, another player who's been in career best form until last week. A few players were down last week. Did have a few games during that career best stretch where he wasn't tagged. This is a tougher day at the office. He misses that. Swallow doesn't. Kicks it long and getting back Buckley.
Again, another Collingwood player just getting back in the dangerous position in front of Goldstein.
Reid wide. Shaw. Unsure. Back to Buckley.
Well, they'll play slow tempo because North have put an extra behind the ball now.
Cloak, Hansen got a fist in, and a good fist at that. And the good news is he looks okay after we were a bit concerned about his welfare, Lockie Hansen.
I think they must be listening to David King because now Petrie's gone into the ruck and Goldstein's gone forward. So changing it up, Brad Scott.
Buckley got his way clear. Harper back to half forward, Tuvey.
Well, it was 1-on-3 across half forward, so very tough on that occasion.
Almost dragged down after he kicked that. Collingwood thought it might have been a downfield free. Rawlings marks it.
Well, they just have to start using the ball much better because they're just turning the ball over far too often. That's a risky one.
Sat a long time on Zeeble. And now they're away at least on the open side. Pedersen.
Yeah, that's a bomb. That's butchering the ball.
And it's too easy for Reid.
The perfect contested mark there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Spud, you would have taken that contested mark now, and it's just far too hard for the forward to push back. Easy mark for Reid.
And we're trying to get Edwards into the game, but there's nothing, you're right, there's nothing you do with that. He's only had 2 disposals, but he wanted the ball to space.
Yeah, that's right.
Pedersen wanted the boundary and got it. As we go downstairs too, David King.
Dale Thomas has gone downstairs, boys. Some sort of looked like a groiny or a leg issue. He's just been down there for about a minute or so keep my eye on that for you.
Yeah, he's been limping for probably about 2 minutes before he came from the ground. Just the stoppage just right of you, King. So something prior to that one.
Tarrant, they've elected not to play him forward today. There was speculation they might. He's a 5-time Collingwood leading goal scorer, Chris Tarrant. But they've kept him back. Swan to O'Brien. Some uncertainty. Keefe the one-on-one as Delaney gets there. 2 players young of games, but with a little bit of age at least. Keefe caught in the driving rain now.
Yeah, good contest. Good contest. You learned from that, Lockie Keefe. He knew that he was under pressure, and it was just a hit in hope in the end. So he just had to be aware the body pressure was there and just try and do a deft touch around the boundary line.
Delaney in game 7. Keefe in game 1, of course. Free kick there, Goldstein. He was pushed into and then out of the contest.
Well, he looks pretty dangerous up there, Goldstein.
And this rain is really pumping now.
It is now.
And Boomer's gone for the torp. Didn't hit it well. Petrie almost marked it. And maybe the slipperiness of the ball got him. Comes out to Cracker.
Well,
Buckley gets it cleared. It'll be coming back here. Rawlings. Can he hit a chest? Keeps it low. And he does. It's Adams. I'm not sure it was intended for Adams, but he'll take it.
Pretty sure it wasn't. I think it was going to Zeeble about 10 metres in front of him.
Cutting him a bit of slack.
But again, these conditions, where are the crumbs for North Melbourne? I know they've got a shot at goal now, but that initial contest to Petrie, the ball come down to an outnumbered situation.
But they've managed to hit a target inside 50.
Collingwood's kicked the last 4 goals of the game. And no need to tell you how bad that miss is.
Well, he's getting a lot of the ball, Dwayne. He's had 12 disposals, 7 kicks, and he's going at 17% by foot, Lee Adams.
Yeah, that's not good enough.
And we see it more and more each and every week in the AFL. If you can't kick, you near can't play this game. So the contrast is Pendlebury operating at 83%, Bastanak operating at 33%.
Even Greenwood had a chance there and should have marked it, but didn't. Rounds, is that deliberate? No.
What's the weather like down there, David King?
He's gone.
He's gone down?
He's left.
Down the dugout?
I think he might have.
But still, players should mark those balls, even in greasy conditions. And they can't afford those Greenwood spills. Buckley trying to shuffle it out. Harvey got a toe on it, but Cracker stole it. Cloak. Swan. Clean hands there. Missed the target, though, with the kick. McMahon. Danger. Puts Rawlings under a spot of pressure. And it'll be coming back. Cracker. He drives it long in the driving rain.
Oh, well
Collingwood with the numbers. Davis, fantastic smother, McMahon. That was a certain goal averted. Tied up. Davis didn't want to shuffle it out initially. Brown goes in and gets it. Gives it up. Dane Swan. He'll waltz in. Kick smothered by Hansen.
2 great smothers. 2 great smothers from North. They need something to get their game going here, North.
They do. They've certainly stagnated from the first quarter action. Great one from Scotty McMahon. Lockie Hansen's been a plus. He's actually looks really comfortable at centre half back. He moves well. His athleticism gets him to a position where he can spoil.
Can they get some momentum back here, North Melbourne? They desperately need a goal for their effort, and it'll be Toomey who has the shot.
Well, the way the game's progressed, you'd expect that Tuvi will go back and slot this one because it's a difficult situation in driving rain and the wind's blowing all over the place, but they've been taking these opportunities. At the other end, the Kangaroos just haven't.
He's kicked 8 goals in 80 games. And none so far this year. Just inside 50.
Oh, the wind got that blind.
Did it ever? Nearly blew it back in his own face.
It's gone 35 metres at about 30 degrees.
The conditions have really fallen away down here, boys. It's, I can understand your empathy for me in my situation. You haven't got the phone number of the Boundary Riders Union, have you?
We'll send them down the shop steward.
I'll send down a pair of long johns, Kingy.
Blair couldn't break free. Ball.
Dale Thomas has gone back downstairs, boys, after sitting on the bench for a couple of minutes.
And 50.
I'm not sure what the issue is, but he's certainly walking with an awkward gait at the moment.
With 3 minutes to go, just the Kangaroos need to go into half-time, bridge that gap by at least a goal, and just generate a shot at goal from this play forward.
Torpedo from Zeeble. Tough ball to be marking. Rounds, did he have Pryor there? No. And he gets the ball up for his trouble. Luke Rounds came on as a sub very late in his debut game last week and managed to get 1 kick and at least a couple of handballs, but got to start today. Wells. He dropped that on the boot a little early and then dragged Shaw off it. Umpire allowed play to go on. Free kick regardless. Cracker.
Not the free kick the Kangaroos wanted to give away.
You see
Lindsay, mount the pressure.
Lindsay Thomas and Matty Campbell have had 2 disposals between them.
Yep.
And they've gone in the even amount of time with Collingwood inside their forward 50.
And I mean, to reinforce your point, is in these conditions you'd think they get the front of Goldstein and Petrie, and it should be a great day for them to pick up a number of positions in dangerous positions. Possessions in dangerous positions, that was,
yep.
Spudley.
Goldstein and Jolly go back at it. Goldstein wins it down, but again, not decisively. Scott Thompson tried to get the clearance, but quick kick by side bottom gets it inside 50. Davis.
He's gone forward now, Davis.
He's rolling it toward goal. No way! Touched on the line.
Well, he's gone forward now, Leon Davis. He's spent all year down back, but it looks like he's moved forward at the end of this second quarter. We still want to show Mick and us, Dwayne, why he was a great forward.
Absolutely. Zeeble touch play on. Wells. Played on. Davis, Cracker. They're putting on a show. Wellingham. Post.
Defensive pressures, we say it week in, week out with Collingwood, just so good. Davis, and as he had this very good attempt at goal, it was going through, don't worry about that. But straight after that play, he was laying tackles in the forward 50.
Okay, so a 50-metre penalty. It's against Keefe, whose inexperience showed there. The umpire yelled, get it on, rather than play on. There's your explanation from umpire Sean Ryan. Cut him some slack. It's his first game. He's a soccer player. He's new to the code. He's a big soccer player, Lynchy.
He's a big soccer player. You think the other big soccer player to come into the competition this year is Zach Smith as well at 206 centimetres.
Yeah, win all round for this code. Lindsay Thomas back inside 50. Fist from Shaw. Buckley. Cracker. Tough one to stand under. McMahon did pretty well. Blair hassles him off it. Drags him. Harper. Handball out. Wellingham. Inside a minute. Cracker tries to squeeze a kick out. Ferrito makes it somebody else's problem. Tarrant got there first. Caught. And dragged down after he got rid.
And it's the smarts inside the forward 50, Alistair. Collingwood have had 33, North Melbourne 18, but the big discrepancy, 19 contested possessions Collingwood, only 7 to North. 7 times they've won their own ball inside their forward 50.
Ferrito could have attempted a mark but went the fist.
The other issue, Dwayne, is this is a club trying to make a statement against the top 4 side. We've spoken about how they've been challenged over the last couple of years and zip 8 in that area. 46 points is a big margin in these conditions at half-time.
Yeah, you can see Collingwood are kind of wanting to be cruel to be kind here. And just let North Melbourne know exactly how far away they are. Good point, Kingy. 46 points the margin right now. As we mentioned earlier, they met earlier this year and it was an 87-point thrashing.
Whereas we've seen this year, the effort's been there with the Kangaroos. It's just the polish, and it was the same last week. They lost the game because they didn't have the ability to finish the game off well. Inside 50's just got to be much cleaner. They're really struggling at that facet of the game. Those stats you just mentioned, Spud. Marks inside 50 had 9-3 against as well. So it's adding up for the Kangas at the moment.
Quick hack forward with a second left. Petrie couldn't take the mark. You saw Mick Malthouse on screen. 28th season for the Collingwood coach up against Brad Scott in his second season. And right now, Brad Scott has some work to do at the main change. 46 points the margin. Collingwood 10-6, 66. North Melbourne 2-8, 20.
But they're just got to be a bit smarter on their choices and have a bit more care with their kicking.
Second half underway. Ball thrown in the air. Greenwood couldn't break free with it. Swallow got it from Wells to half forward. Can they get some early momentum? North Melbourne. Pedersen did well. Lindsay Thomas needs to get into the game. And out on the fulls won't help.
Well, that's a good start from Pedersen. As a half forward, at least give a strong contest there to allow Drew Petrie one-on-one deep.
Dale Thomas rises. Knee looks okay.
Just a good mark in wet conditions. He assessed that it was wet, took the 2 grabber.
Cloak tried to slap it down for the second grab as well. Still got the kick regardless. Keefe, first gamer couldn't mark it. Rawlings, it'll be coming back. Cloak should mark this. Jolly getting back in the hole.
Lee Brown as well.
Both there. Jolly had it slapped away at the last moment. Atley, turnover, side bottom. Was it touched on the line? He likes it. It's through.
They're a good side, aren't they? I mean, the difference at the other end of the ground, I think it was, I can't remember who was dragging the ball into the middle, went out on the full in the end. But Collingwood would go to a dangerous position. With a rush kick, it was Cloak that dragged the ball 20 metres out, and just through a scrambled play, it was side bottom, just took his half chance and kicked the goal. So they continue to go to a dangerous position. Here it was, Jolly was very close to marking that ball, but it was a good spoil from Thompson in the end. But in congestion, quick hands, good goal.
Biggest margin of the game.
3 goals now to steal side bottom. Again, just a North Melbourne turnover. Hands under pressure and result, goal to Collingwood.
Touch play on. 52 points. Dane Swan rolls it inside 50. Scott Thompson cut it off. Tried to duck out of a tackle. Lee Brown, he hacks it towards goal and can't kick a goal against his old team. Lee Brown hasn't really got into the game all that much yet.
No, he hasn't had a lot of the ball, only his 4th disposal, and you just feel the floodgates could really open up here.
Davis, he elected not to go for it and stay down. His man got it. Adams, Greenwood, Harvey, likewise hasn't had a massive influence on the game yet. Pendlebury, ball, Dale Thomas, Dane Swan. Is he within range? He's just assessing that now himself.
Well, all his mates have been in the goal scorers. He thinks, I'm the leading possession getter. I want to get my name in the goal scorers book.
He's having a good look around to see if there was someone in a better position.
As Danny said earlier, has demolished North Melbourne a few times over time and can't get that to go through. And that includes a 40 possession game against North Melbourne earlier this year in round 2 when Collingwood won by 87 points.
Well, he's on target again. 24 at the moment, early in the 3rd term.
Jolly palms it down, ball. Got out of it somehow, kick smothered. Swallow, caught by Cloak. Trying to shuffle it out, massive players around the ball at the moment. It's been raining heavily at times, lightly at other times. Maxwell having a sit down. Neither sub has been used. Alex Fasolo, the sub for Collingwood, and Liam Anthony, the sub for North Melbourne. Dale Thomas hovering. Wanted it to come up to him. And again, there's too many players around it to get it up. In fact, the umpire's found a free. It's North Melbourne's way. That's one way of clearing the congestion.
I think the umpire had enough of the ball inside Collingwood's forward half, Dwayne.
Yeah. A few North Melbourne fans agree with him. Just wants to have a word here, Jacob Mollison.
He's having a chat to Travis Clark. I think it's the blood rule there. David King looks like Travis Clark coming off the ground.
Yeah, he is. It's a long way to come too from that far pocket down there. But the umpire tracked him down, chased him down, didn't let him get away with it, lads.
Interesting matchup between these two today. Both teams with a similar inexperience level. Players under 30 games. Collingwood has 4 and North Melbourne has 4, as we see the blood incident again. So both teams trying to get new players into their lineups. And both teams have 2 players over 30 or 30 years plus. Collingwood 2, North Melbourne 2. It's that mid-range player where Collingwood has North Melbourne covered well and truly.
That's a great shot of Collingwood's forward press.
Yeah.
That's the only option he had there, Lockie Hansen. I know there's been a stanza in play with Cloak coming off the ground, but they're so disciplined guarding all the dangerous space. The only option you had was long down the line.
And especially there was no movement either from the Kangaroos players. They conceded that the press was in place, and that's where we were just going to stand here and cop it.
Not high, the umpire called. Now it doesn't come out.
And I think
it's
pretty important, North, to continue to take the game on. You know, the first 20 minutes of the game, they just didn't take their opportunities. You could just see now that the life's getting sucked out of them a little bit. They need to still not be afraid to make mistakes, still get the ball inside the forward 50 and hopefully hit the scoreboard.
Well, that's the thing. There's absolutely no chance of getting back in the game unless they do run off half-back. That run has really stopped at the moment. So defend when you need to defend, but certainly you have to work very hard forward as well to provide options.
Goldstein reached over the top. Swallow tried to go off the ground, nearly took Shaw's head. The free kick came with a warning, be careful. Again the torpedo. Floats a little. Maxwell couldn't take the mark. Dane Swan another possession to the pocket. Side bottom, couldn't make something of it. Thompson takes it to the line.
Well, that just shows you why Collingwood are the best team in the comp. They lead the tackles inside any forward 50 in the comp, and they just hold the ball in there. They get it in and hold it in and keep it until they score.
Yeah, that's the thing, the #1 team in the competition for time in there, forward 50.
Jolly's ball.
Kick.
And what happens is this. Eventually, the pressure builds.
And that should have been 50 as well. It wasn't given back to him on the full.
He looked around at the umpire. I think the umpire was more intent on manning the mark, and unfortunately took his eyes off the footy there, Dwayne.
Been a great duel, this, boys. I think that Jolly and Goldstein have both got enormous respect for each other now post the first half, and I think that Jolly's now starting to get on top, but Todd's done a great job.
And a massive key in their flag, and a massive key this year. Darren Jolly, 6th game, some knee surgery, trip to Arizona. He's come back looking pretty good.
And another goal when they get the chance, and has been a good contest, Goldstein and Jolly. I think what Todd Goldstein will be a little disappointed, as with Brad Scott, was the time that Todd Goldstein was able to get inside the forward 50 by himself to work Darren Jolly over, but the ball wasn't delivered to him. And seeing this sort of situation, you're spot on. Weighted time in the forward 50 puts enormous amount of pressure on the opposition. On this occasion, it was Goldstein that gave a free kick away and resulted in a goal.
No, I think it's been a fantastic duel. Interesting enough, Goldstein's won the hitouts, and I agree wholeheartedly. Goldstein has pushed forward, and has just, the ball hasn't got to him, unfortunately, with turnovers and decision-making errors.
So what happens? He stops running because he doesn't want to get hurt the other way.
Umpire's throwing the ball up in this second half, and that may help Jolly against Goldstein, who was, as you mentioned, winning the Palm Downs when the ball was bounced in the opening half. 59 points the margin. 9 minutes gone, third term. And Collingwood, at the moment, look like they'll finish this round on top. Top spot theirs, with Geelong losing on Friday night and they've got a game in hand over the Cats as well.
And Goldstein also is getting double teamed. Like we've got Brown in the ruck now and Jolly full forward.
Adams going nowhere. I'll get another ball up.
I think this win, boys, says more about Collingwood than it does the Kangaroos. I think that they just, again, show their professionalism, their ability to score regardless of the circumstances or the conditions.
Dale Thomas got it inside 50. Stolen by Cracker, gave it to Ball. Crunch. Zeeble floats it. Reed backs back with the flight and still took the mark.
Fantastic courage. So he never took his eyes off the ball at all there, Ben Reid. That is a super effort.
Dale Thomas, oh, he was thinking about the big leap again, elected not to, and probably should have.
But you could excuse Ben Reid with the scoreboard.
No, you can't.
No, you're right, Dwayne.
Well, these days they don't.
You don't, but that is just a magnificent effort.
I'll tell you, saw his brother play last night for the Sydney Swans as well. He's a talent.
Yeah. Well, their eyes don't deviate off the ball. Both Reid boys.
Yeah.
50. Umpire telling the Collingwood player, you know who's got the free. It was the free in the ruck.
Well, it's one way of getting the ball outside of Collingwood's forward half.
And just need a possession inside the forward 50 though. So this disposal is an important one.
About to thump this long inside 50 by the looks of it.
Little movement forward again.
There's that driving kick. Where's Petrie? He's got two to beat. Can't beat them both. Tarrant. Pendlebury. Shaw. And now Blair if he wants it. And he called side bottom in. Blair weighted down. North Melbourne with the numbers. Hanson all the way back to Rawlings. And he's held up. David King.
Sub's been made, Dwayne. We have Aaron Edwards being subbed out of the game. Liam Anthony in for the Kangaroos.
Okay, so a small for a tall. And almost a turnover. It is a turnover. Dale Thomas
50.
and 50.
Well, it's a clanger at its absolute best. Now it's a certain goal.
Turnovers again for the Kangaroos.
So that might have been tough on Harper. He fumbled it. Yeah, fair enough. 50 metres.
Yeah, but
under the letter of the law. Tough law. And Daisy's having a day out.
It's a fine line, that one. You're not allowed to get involved or touch the marker of the ball if you weren't involved in the marking contest. There was a juggled mark as well. Brody Rawlings hasn't had a real good one and just a little late, so probably was there. Fine line, but the other things are going Collingwood's way, and as Kingy was saying before, it is real reflection on where Collingwood's at. If you do get a chance to hurt Collingwood, you have to take the opportunity, as the Kangaroos did in the first quarter, but they didn't take the opportunity.
Having a sit down.
Well, he's had 3 spells today, Dwayne, because he's kicked 3 goals. There's 3 interchanges for him.
Ball tossed in the air. This margin getting rather large. Dane Swan wins himself a clearance. Jolly, who wasn't in for the ball up, just waited off the square. Shaw wide. Maxwell playing forward.
Well, they're rotating a few of their permanent defenders to the forward line. We've seen Leon Davis spend time up there. Now Nick Maxwell spending time as well.
Keefe having a rest as well. For Solo, the sub for Collingwood. Whenever they decide to. Ball caught a little high. I thought he ducked. And talked about how big a game this is for Collingwood. It's massive. As we see Cloak warming up after getting his head strapped. Massive for North Melbourne as well. I mean, they lose. They can drop to 12th if St Kilda and the Bulldogs win today. So it's going to be mighty tough for North Melbourne to make the 8 from here. 7 games left after today as opposed to Collingwood's 8. And they might need to win 6 of those 7 to get the 12 wins required to make the 8.
I think that's the last thing on North's mind at the moment, Dwayne. It's a very good point you make, but I think it's all about just their body language and the way they're going about at the moment.
Well, that is an important point. But what do they do now? I mean, they've certainly got to work harder.
Running. That's what they've done.
Certainly stopped running. But does Brad Scott do something structurally just to change things up?
Well, they've got to get a crumb. That's for a start. That's a half a crumb there from Lindsay Thomas, and that's been the difference. Have a look at the crumbing for Collingwood. Side bottom with 3. You've got Blair with 3, Thomas with 3. Matty Campbell has not had a disposal, and Lindsay Thomas has had 4. So they have not had a crumb at all today. Not one.
Going nowhere, the sub, Liam Anthony.
And to answer your question, there's nothing Scotty can do about that because he's got his best crummers out there. Brent Harvey as well has only had 6 disposals. So between the 3 crummers, they've had, you know, less than 10 disposals and 1 goal.
Zeeble up to Wells. Can he manufacture something from there? Harvey, he plays on and wasn't shut down. He gets one against the flow.
Well, that's a good result. It's been a long time coming, but you just got to get back in and get the next goal. The game is most probably out of reach of the Kangaroos, but it was a good effort to get the ball into the forward 50. We've seen very few times they've actually been rewarded for that effort, but they've got to get back to this centre clearance, win the clearance, drive the ball forward again, and as you said, Spud, get to the front of Petrie, get to the front of the big players that are up there and try to generate another shot.
Luke Rounds has done a very good job on Brent Harvey. I'm not sure whether he was on him in that instance. It looked like Buckley and Shaw were spectating the ball and he was manning someone else up, but he's done really well on Brent Harvey, the second gamer from Mortlake.
Jolly wins that palm down. Greenwood wanted to go back before he went forward. Wells squeezes it out to the fresh man. Liam Anthony. Atley, he missed him. Pedersen tries to get it to Atley. Couldn't get it up. Davis just took it out. And get a ball in.
Good result for the Kangas. Davis was away then, and they would have rebounded very quickly.
Todd Goldstein. Darren Jolly again tie up, this time no free. Blair tried to squeeze a handball through traffic. Wells to Bastanak. Petrie. Reid.
Great positioning from Reid.
Yeah, got the punch on it. Campbell couldn't trap it. Tuvey just toes it in Reid's direction. Out of play. Ball in.
I wonder what Brent Harvey's thinking, boys. Remember the criticism after the previous Collingwood clash where he was asking for more from the younger players like Hansen and Wright at the time. I wonder what he's thinking right now with the scoreboard reading the way it is.
Blair gives it to O'Brien. What should he be thinking? I shouldn't have said it, Kingy?
No, I think
does he butter up,
he's
Kingy?
entitled to say it again, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, Keefe. And good hands from the first gamer.
Fantastic.
Lachlan Keefe.
How good's his
Dale
kicking?
Thomas. Yes. Cloak just back on. He's got a couple to beat here, Cloak. Rawlings tracks him down. Hansen caught by Cracker. It's a 3-on-2. Collingwood have the 2, by the way. Cloak couldn't find his foot. Wells shuffled it out.
Another fumble.
Hansen lost it. Blair. Greenwood. Bastanak. Ferrito. Back to Bastanak. Spent that before it earned it. Blair. Kicks it to Hansen.
We just saw the ball handling, the clean ball handling of Collingwood versus the fumbling of North. And that's just an experience and probably lighter bodies as well in these conditions.
McMahon chips it wide. Anthony again. Swallow.
Well, the Kangaroos had players out in space. Goldstein worked hard to centre wing to find space, but it was the gut running of the likes of Heath Shaw that covered that. They just transitioned from offence to defence so quickly, the Pies, and that's why the Kangaroos are still stuck in their back half at the moment.
So to the open side, Scott Thompson takes off, drives it long. Lindsay Thomas the target this time. Harry O'Brien has beaten him all day. Dale Thomas, where Angels fear to tread, regardless of the scoreline. 59 points the margin, and they're still committing like that. And at the other end of the scale, drop mark to Lockie Hansen. Pendlebury, he might make him pay full price here. Cracker looks up, side bottom runs. Cracker takes him on, drops it. Is that part of the plan?
Yep.
Gets it back again from Pendlebury, goes toward goal. That was almost a freak show.
I think it might have been part of the plan to set up goal of the week, but just missed.
McMahon. Tuvey just turned inside out a little there, but yeah, it will come to nothing. He read it pretty well. Ball in.
Harry O'Brien, he's played on Edwards, and now he's playing on Adams, Campbell, Thomas, so he's a very versatile player, Harry O'Brien.
Goldstein with the palm down to Zeeble. Harvey had it knocked away. Dale Thomas is everywhere. Wellingham, Pendlebury. And now Brown can get and go. Might as well kick the goal from 45. Misses.
Good use again. Short pass, only 25 metres to use the spare player rather than just blazing away to Travis Cloke, who was deep, or was Keith actually.
Rawlings from Hansen to Swallow.
They just need to find a way to score here, the Kangaroos. Need to try to be really adventurous. Last week, remember the last quarter, they kicked 1 goal and they've kicked 3 in 3 quarters today. I don't see the value in them just sharing the ball down back here. I think they need to hit the scoreboard.
We just see the lack of run kicking on the screen at the moment. There's only one realistic option for the guy with the ball. He needs 2 or 3 options. Plenty of movement. Take the game on. Be bold.
Collingwood allowing the corridor if they want it. Wells.
Better build up this.
Just misses Bastanak, although in the end.
Oh, there's free.
Harper goes long. Lindsay Thomas finally might get on the scoreboard with an accurate kick from 15.
Well, it was really good ball movement in the end.
Well, they came back through the corridor but maintained possession. One ball did hit the ground, but it forced the Kangaroos to play on, so they didn't go back and kick over the mark.
The spillage actually helped them.
Yeah, it did.
Didn't it?
Yep.
Well, there's absolutely no pressure on him here. 17 goals, 28 for the year.
Oh.
Don't tell me.
I was about to say, Dwayne,
You put the moz on him,
you haven't been through the kicking yips if you said there's no pressure on him. There's an enormous amount of pressure on him. Someone that's really struggling with their form in front of goal and you're getting limited opportunities, you get 15 metres out, there's a heap of pressure on
They're
you.
60 points down.
Yeah,
He's 15 metres out, and they're looking for a pay rise, the players.
Oh, I'm with you. Don't worry, I'm with you there, but there's an enormous amount of pressure on the individual there.
Big barrel down the middle. Now that's a kick. Jolly, almost the mark. Rawlings hands it up. Blair couldn't break free. Swallow got a free but plays on regardless. Harvey tried to create something and might have. Swallow, it just missed him. Maxwell back in defence again. Cracker to Blair. Look out. He's got one-on-ones ahead. Which one does he want? Brown. Back to Cracker. Cloke leads. Uses the body. Splendid. And almost 50.
Perfect kick from Cracker.
It was well weighted to
Beautiful.
the advantage of Travis Cloke, and he used his body extremely well. Not a lot Lockie Hansen could do against an experienced forward like that.
You have to go back to that missed shot at goal, Dwayne.
Yep.
Oh,
I mean, for an AFL player to struggle to kick the goal from there, a crumbing forward who, that's his craft.
Yeah.
That's simply not good enough. And I think that he has to pay a price eventually. And I think through selection is the only statement you can make, or non-selection, I should say.
Well, I mentioned 17 goals, 28 for the year, which is now 17-29. I think there's about 8 out on the fulls in his season as well. And at the other end of the spectrum, you've got Travis Cloke.
Well, Travis Cloke, he's another man that's been through his issues with goal kicking. Now he's on top of his game. Now here's the Lindsay Thomas shot. He is under enormous pressure because he is playing that specialist role, crumbing forward. He has to, it's his bread and butter to kick those goals. Maybe, I mean, he's been marked now on goals and points, and this is how it does hurt the team, that the transition from one end of the ground to the other, the perfect ball use. And Travis Cloke from about 45 metres out goes back and slots it. That's the big difference.
He's having an All-Australian season, Travis Cloke. There might be room in the All-Australian team for both Travis Cloke and Drew Petrie at the end of the year, but spots get pretty tight late in the season.
And once you get in, you're putting up Buddy Franklin and possibly Jack Rewald if he wins the Coleman as well.
Yeah, there might only be room for one of them. Reid. That's a wide ball to Blair. He gathers, sees it's Rawlings, shrugs him, hands to Keefe, bounces it over the head of Cloke. Cracker lurking, and thumped through for a behind.
Spud, back to Lindsay Thomas for a second. Everyone in the stadium, everyone watching at home is marking him on his goal kicking at the moment, which is going poorly. He's low on possessions. Do you either take him out of the team to find that form, or do you put him off halfback, do the Leon Davis thing, so he's no longer marked on goal kicking? It's about run and drive and defensive pressures. Maybe with some form there, ball in the hand, the goal kicking will come as a byproduct.
No, I understand what you're saying, but maybe that's giving in mentally to the situation. And I understand where you're coming from. I think there's no doubt Kingy's right. It's either got to change his position or change the game he plays in and give him some confidence down in an area, because that shot at goal, regardless of the scoreboard, you can see the whole team, the whole 22 players just drop their shoulders, and that's a real concern.
Cloak, almost. Rawlings, this makes it somebody else's problem, and it might be coming back. He gives it off, Keith. Davis, he just poked that from 50. Thomas can't mark.
Good. Also, one more, Lindsay Thomas. You know what? He doesn't want the ball now. No. He doesn't want the ball 20 metres out or 40 metres out. He'll take it from 50 and bomb one away or take one from a metre out, but he doesn't want to get a mark 30, 20 metres out from goal.
I think it's all about what your club will accept and what it won't accept. If you become accepting of that sort of effort and application or ability to deliver, you'll put up with a lot of things which is not going to take you where you need to go.
Yeah, it's the execution. I think it's hard for us to judge the effort from external.
Jolly marks on the line. So the angle can't be any tougher. He's in the gutter.
Well, we saw side bottom in the second quarter kick one at the other end from the bleachers.
I'd imagine this would be a tougher shot.
Plays his 200th game in a fortnight. Two-time premiership player from the boundary line. And it's out on the full. 68 points the margin remains. 25 minutes gone, third term. Rawlings ball back pocket.
Well, 68 points time on the third quarter. I mean, they were disappointed with their round 2 fixture. An honourable loss is a long way away from where they are at the moment. They've got to really fight back. I think it was very good effort in the first term. Second term, they let the floodgates open, and they haven't been able to stop Collingwood in this third term as well.
The only thing they can hang their head on the moment is they've won the clearances, and the rest has just been all Collingwood. Let's take nothing away from the premiership favourites, Collingwood either. They've been outstanding in these conditions.
And the clever Mick Malthouse extending Keith's learning curve. He's put him into the ruck. Buckley puts it long. Cloak might go. He does.
Oh, how good's that grab? That's just too good. Hansen thought he had him, and then he just has the ability, Alistair, and you've played both ends, protecting the ball drop and knowing when to release the body and then go at the ball. That was absolutely outstanding, that passage of play from Travis Cloak.
It's a genuine contested mark, but actually did most of his work a couple of seconds before the preparatory work gets there.
And in the form Jack Riewoldt and Lance Franklin are in, he might be a contender for the Coleman. Peels that back a little, not enough.
Sub Dwayne.
Okay.
Fasalo on to the ground, and Dale Thomas is going to miss out on the next 30 minutes of fun here for the Collingwood Football Club.
Okay, so Dale Thomas eliminated from calculations. Rawlings. Brownlow votes are going to be important as well. I know no Collingwood player will be thinking about them, but gee, with Ablett injured, could become important for Pendlebury as well. And once again, Reid it's Keith.
Keith, he read that beautifully. I thought it was Ben Reid the way he read the play. That's outstanding.
Yeah, Goldstein was expecting the ball another 10 metres on, but just didn't read it well.
So fresh on for Solo. Pumps it long. Blair, and Mann wins with a fist out.
Here's the contested mark from Clark. You just see engaged on Lockie Hansen, and it was great that Jolly was there, but as you said, the preparatory work was done. 20 metres from the ball drop, which is outstanding. That's what you need from a body player.
3.5 minutes from three-quarter time, and speak of the devil, Pendlebury the free, although play on advantage, and Dane Swan decides he wants to get in the scorebook.
Well, he might as well. Everyone else is, and Dane Swan kicked his first goal for the day with his 27th disposal, and through the middle of the ground for the Pies. They're just racking up plenty of possessions. Just the ball gets over the back, and Dane Swan didn't have a body close to him, and I think the Kangaroos players played the whistle. Dane Swan just kept going, backed himself, and slotted a nice goal, and they're racking them up. Pendlebury with 25, Sidebottom's been very good with 17 as well.
loves playing against North Melbourne. He's on target for another, well, he's averaged 37 disposals the last 3 times, and as Dwayne said earlier, 40 in round 2 against North.
Wells, 3 minutes left on the clock for the term. Squeezes the kick. Swallow. Ferrito. And Tarrant too good. Petrie just can't get near it. Reed's not even letting him get the run to the positions. Been an outstanding performance again. Dane Swan outside of the foot almost worked. Harvey tried to trap it. No free to Thompson. Ball came from Buckley to Rounds. Dane Swan lost it. Anthony is at 15. O'Brien tries to mark it off some hands. Zeeble bounces it inside 50. Shaw tracks it down. Petrie finally thought he had a piece of it. Reed knocked it away from him. Back to Petrie. Lost it. Shaw. He stole that from Reed. Towed out of the area initially. Turvey. For Solo. Wraps up Wells. Untidy passage of play. Jolly tried to reach in. Umpire lets them go. Zeeble off some hands, slapped toward the boundary. Lindsay Thomas and Harry O's had his measure from the moment they bounced the ball. Here is for Solo. Thomas off for the day. Pick 45 he was last year for Solo. Hard to believe that that was Collingwood's first pick in that draft last year. Their first pick was so late. With the Gold Coast coming in and the trade they made for Cracker. Ball about to come back on side by side with Mick Malthouse.
Tarrant as well, Dwayne.
They must be enjoying this. Yeah, they've made some good trades.
Oh, they have.
For Solo.
2 structure players. Where's Davis up forward again?
I say that's near a trade, isn't it? The form he's in at the moment.
That's true. Oh, the look away handball. So for Solo takes them on.
Oh, well done, son.
Spare players in the middle. Kick needs to be good. Side bottom wants it. Dropped it. Got it. Back. Number 4.
Yeah, great work from Collingwood again. Just doesn't matter what name is out there. They've got so many players that are very confident. They're running well. And Fasolo's been on the ground for just a few minutes. He's had the 3 disposals and operated at a very high efficiency. But once again, in the forward 50, they're so good. Doesn't matter whether they're big or small. They use their body well, get the ball into a dangerous position, and they're just lining up in numbers to kick goals.
A great goal assist from Blair as well. What about the Shepherd? Steel bottom. What a luxury for Mick Malthouse. Just patted him on the back there as he ran off. He started on the bench, steel side bottom. He's having a day out.
The chant rings around the MCG. Spear pass inside 50. Once again, North Melbourne, no target. Petrie. Kicks wide. They're not sure if it's Alan Fuller or behind here. Well, Harry O wants to have a word. Well, he's an honest kind of guy, Harry O'Brien. If he tells you it's out on the full, peace and loving type that he is, you want to believe him. Brown can't mark.
Look at the numbers.
Dane Swan again. Shaw. Collingwood players running. They all want it.
In waves.
Wellingham, centering kick. Davis, manhandled, no free. Collingwood fans roaring for it. Blair can't keep it in. Big Collingwood contingent again. It's amazing this crowd they get to every game as we see this behind. Yeah, it was a point.
It was a point. From that camera angle, it seemed like it was.
Collingwood hit an all-time membership record this week. 76,000 they're up to now. 76,000 members.
That is unbelievable.
That's extraordinary. And why wouldn't you join up with this club? They're a superpower at the moment.
They've got more members than North Melbourne and Melbourne combined. There are a lot of 3-game members these days, but it's still an enormous number. Try getting them all in grand final day.
Oh.
And right now they look like being there. Delaney couldn't get it away. Crack of the steal. Kicks toward goal, and that's definitely out on the full.
the ability to win their own ball inside the forward 50, that's a damning stat for North, because they've only had 9 contested possessions. Collingwood have had 31. 31 times they've won their own ball inside the forward 50. North cannot buy a contested possession inside their forward 50.
5 seconds left. No takeaway there for Collingwood. North Melbourne won't have time to score. It's a demolition. The juggernaut just keeps on rolling. 16-12, 108 to 3-9, 27, and it's only three-quarter time.
See the guys that missed out on your first flag in Brisbane, the hunger of those 8 guys driving the group.
They do drive the group, and it's the hunger to repeat effort, game after game, training session after training session.
Jolly down, final term underway. Let's hope he's okay. Tight inside 50 to Lee Brown.
It's just a centre clearance, another quick kick off the ground, and like all good forwards in front.
Player that North Melbourne delisted, didn't trade. Collingwood picked him up, turned him into a premiership player. And he keeps repaying the faith.
Yeah, that is not the start to the last term that the Kangaroos needed. The score is blown out to that 87 points margin now, and just too easy. The ball's moving forward, and this is just the endeavour of Collingwood to keep the ball moving forward, and things like that happen. They have forwards presented at the ball all the time, but under all situations, they want to keep the forward momentum. Jolly goes down on that left shoulder and was a bit slow getting up as well, but he seems to be up and ready to go for this next stoppage.
Again, 10 different goal kickers for Collingwood, and Cloak's only kicked the 1.
Yeah,
so that is a great result.
That's the big one with Dawes out.
Willingham stripped it. Rolling ball to half forward. Solo. Players we talked about playing for their footy life to try and stay in the lineup, and the sub just on for Solo is one of those.
He's had 4 kicks, Dwayne.
Yeah.
And they're all lace out. He's going 100%. And that's what you want. You know, the kicking skills are so important in today's footy.
Yeah, and the number he wears at 35, Pritchard Giacomo last year, is a prime example that the chance can slip away. Wells to the wing. Tarrant.
Hasn't made it blue today, Tarrant.
No, he had an outstanding year. Anthony couldn't trap it. Little toe from Davis. Big Goldstein, little Davis, little Blair. Little fumble.
It's just that type of player now, Chris Tarrant. We knew, you know, as a 5-time leading goal kicker for Collingwood, but he's playing that well at the moment, and that's steady. You tend to forget about him.
Well, you haven't noticed him a lot today because he plays that defensive role so well, whereas, yeah, he was the leading goal kicker, takes spectacular marks. Now he's just solid as a rock down back.
But he's a different man too, isn't he?
He is. No, he is.
I don't know, is rat bag too strong a word? And
he was a beauty, Dwayne. I was at Collingwood when he first came down. He actually lived at home for 6 weeks. He was very earthy, you might say, Dwayne.
Earthy, all right, we'll go with earthy. For Solo. To the hot spot, Rawlings gets back.
Good country boy.
Dangerous kick.
Yeah, was lucky to get away with that one. They probably won't. Actually, short to a 2-on-1 contest.
Anthony, Maxwell, Keefe, who's done well. Tarrant bangs it back inside 50 to Brown, who's the man at the moment.
Yeah, he's been a very handy player, but again, coming out of half-back, Peterson was the player calling for the ball. It was a 30-metre pass, a bad 30-metre pass to a 2-on-1 situation. Peterson ended up getting smashed, and he's very slow getting off the carpet.
Yes, Collingwood would love to put a few players in cotton wool. Big game next week against Carlton here. Lee Brown doesn't kick the goal. It's already a sellout. Collingwood-Carlton game here next week. Here's the crunch.
He's from Heath Shaw. Oh, that's why he was slow getting off the ground.
Can you King, I've just noticed a lot of North players running off the ground. There's not a lot of intent, desire from the North team at the moment.
No, and that's the disappointing part for me. I understand talent-wise they're maybe not at the level that the Pies are, but just the endeavour and their work rate to provide options and to be a consistent runner for the team just isn't there at the moment.
But what they're doing, they're playing to the scoreboard, and you just play to the next contest. That's what you need to do. Just build your game from the next contest.
Lindsay Thomas playing from behind there. Wellingham couldn't grab it. Over it. Lindsay Thomas again got a hand in, but rolled away from him. He'll get a ball in.
The other thing I'm noticing, Dwayne, quite a lot in the Kangaroos forward line is their preparedness to go to ground, and then they're really out of the game once they go to ground. And you don't see the Collingwood defenders going to ground ever. It's just such a one-sided look when you see it so obviously.
Massive players around it. Pendlebury tried to squeeze it out. Blair, Zeeble, driven into the deck by Blair, but legally. And we'll get a ball up. Seagulls have descended on the MCG. They know it's Collingwood's game. Swallow. Lindsay Thomas went to ground, buffeted off it fairly. Shuffled out by Delaney. Farito.
Have a look at the tackling from Collingwood.
Campbell. And just magnificent pressure.
Way to numbers in the end, Dwayne.
And that's been the way all day.
Yep.
Side bottom, Keefe, Blair, Cloak. All right, here we go. They're about to send it long.
Well, they're lining up in the corridor.
He takes off. Swan wants it back long. He might go the big jump. Buckley stayed down. It was a floater, tough to grab. Wells made it his. Swallow, who's tried hard. Brent Harvey, beaten for it. Rounds does magnificently.
Oh, what a beauty. They found another one. Second gamer.
Cloak crashes that contest. Wells through some legs. Atley, the youngest player out there, finding it tough. Harper shuffled it out. Wells.
Here he comes again, Rounds and Harvey.
And Harvey marks on the line and into the fence.
No, it was good. Yeah, it was a really good effort from Harvey there. Good contested mark. He protected the ball drop. There's nothing Round could do there, Luke Rounds. It's been a great duel from the oldest player on the ground and one of the youngest.
Cool to play on, and he just pokes it up in hope. Jolly in the hole. Can't take the mark. Zeeble off some hands. Campbell, can he find the big sticks? No.
Not quite, but Zeeble was in the right position as a crumbing forward. He got right to the front of the pack, and here's Harvey just trying to turn his direct opponent, but great work from the youngster in Rounds, and both Rounds and his housemate, Lockie Keefe, in his first game have shown plenty today.
Well, Matty Campbell, that was his first kick, didn't you, for the game?
Yeah, not ideal.
You have to marvel, boys, at the way that Collingwood play the space in front of the dangerous forwards, and they cut that ball off before it becomes an issue for them.
And prepared to take the heat. I mean, Jolly could have been slaughtered there, but he still stood his ground. Ball on the deck. Umpire will have to sort this out with the ball up. And right now, the reigning premiers are the favourites again for the flag in 2011. Geelong's hit a speed hump. Hawthorn have a few players out. You're watching the team to beat again. Side bottom to Blair. Ducks out of the tackle. Well played, Pedersen. Stole it, got it up to Zeeble to half forward. Hansen started in defence. Forward again now. To his own advantage and then to his disadvantage. Tarrant superb. Supreme.
Well, it's just Harvey a contest. That's all he's done all day, Chris Tarrant.
It's North Melbourne's next 4 weeks, by the way. Western Bulldogs, Brisbane Lions, Carlton and Hawthorn. They may have to win 6 of their last 7 games to make the finals.
I think they might have to, Dwayne, because before today their percentage was 104. It's going to get a fair old smacking today, their percentage.
Goldstein to Petrie, 2 to beat. Drew goes hard, almost wins that contest. Tarrant can go off the carpet. He does, not 15, you heard the call. Shaw tried to get it out. Ball up. Yeah, North Melbourne missed the 8 last year with an 11-win, 11-loss record. So they missed with 11 wins last year. 12 they'll probably need to get them in. They've got 6 right now. So you're right, they probably need to win 6 of their last 7. There's Collingwood's next 4.
Carlton next week at the MCG.
That's a ripper.
Oh, that'll be a sellout.
Cracker. Off the ground, Goldstein. Shaw to the wing. McMahon. Ferrito, little knock on, didn't quite work. For Solo, fresh man, how's that for a tackle?
And they just pinned the arm of Pedersen and just couldn't get the handball away.
And Collingwood have the numbers. If it bounces for Cloak, he could have knocked it on. Taken out by Delaney.
Let's take nothing away from Mick Malthouse and the way he coaches either. They're the #1 ranked defence in the comp. There's a great tackle here again. Just the tackling pressure of Asala. And that's what you want from your youngsters. But they concede 69 points a game. Now today, if it keeps going, they'll probably, opposition will only average about 65 points a game, which is just unbelievable. And that's coaching, Lynchy, and that's discipline. That's what it is.
They defeat Lynchy and Danny. They defeat the best player in the opposition forward line every week. Drew Petrie today has not taken a mark. Oh, he's taken, sorry, no marks, and he's had 2 kicks for the day.
Yeah, and 2 weeks ago he took 9 contested marks.
Davis about to send it back inside 50. Touch play on. Brown couldn't grab it. Greenwood does. Rawlings. His kick touch play on.
Have a look at the numbers to the ball here.
Harry O.
That's the thing. They're not dropping off their intensity whatsoever. They're running this game out. They're running spread. The defensive pressures is fantastic. And as Kingy was saying, it's not just about one player rolling the best player in the opposition like Petrie. It's the defensive structure, the team defence philosophy where they all work to beat those players.
And Brad Scott will learn a lot about individuals today, Alistair. A lot about his team and individuals.
Target missed by Ball. Swallow to Wells. His kick missed the target. Rounds. Hard to see him being dropped.
He'd be stiff.
To Harry O. Rawlings got there first.
He's been as solid as a rock. Rounds.
Yeah, and Harvey's pushed really hard forward and Rounds has gone with him, working hard. So in transition, although he didn't get there, he's right on the tail of Harvey.
Harvey played on. And it's not to advantage of any North Melbourne player. It wasn't to Hanson's advantage or Petrie's advantage, just to Dane Swan's advantage. Touch play on. So the 1-2 work for Swan. Cloak taps it out. Tracks it down. Running hard. Off the deck inside 50. Pedersen left his man. He was hurt. And maybe Pedersen hit Cloak high. It could be Cloak's ball here.
I think it is.
Cloak looks up at Pedersen.
Downfield against Cloak.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, all shoulder. Nothing wrong
that's
with
all
that.
it was. Just a free kick.
Yep.
That's all it was.
Delaney.
Haven't seen that work much today.
Zeeble, the fumble. Haven't seen the fumble work much either. Delaney back towards the wing. Reid, supreme with the fist on Petrie, and a massive round of applause.
He's another one, Ben Reid. He just does his job extremely well, executes his spoils well, and some of the leading disposal winners there. There's cool black and white at the top.
Play on advantage for Bastanak. Hanson backtracks inside 50. Ball knocked down.
Keith just on the ground.
Okay, so Keith lurking if Davis can see him. Maxwell knows he's there. Puts it in his direction. Makes him work hard back to get it. And the kicking of the first game has been good.
That?
No surprise. He's come from soccer, not basketball.
That is unbelievable kick, Lynchy.
Well, he hadn't kicked an AFL football until about October 2007.
What, 4 years ago?
But there is a bit
of one up.
There is a bit of kicking involved in soccer, though.
Yeah,
It's
but
a bit of a different skill.
Not the oval ball, they'd want.
No, it's true, but a lot more than is involved in rugby union. As Fasolo takes the mark, rugby union, basketball, all the other sports that many athletes have come to AFL from. This is a different story.
No, it is, Dwayne, and that's just a great transference of play. Have a look at the ball skill. It started with Keith, out to Cracker, just lace out football, just really opens up the North Melbourne defence. Swan gets the ball, kicks it to a really dangerous spot, just on top of Brady Rawlings, and Fasolo shooting for goal.
So the sub to push it past 90 points. They are a wrecking ball.
Well, the super sub's off to a flyer. He hasn't been on the ground for that long, but he's had the 6 disposals and one goal. But as we see so often, the skills of Collingwood are so good, but it's the work rate. We just see in the foreground just before, the power run into the midfielders, through the corridor. A lot of them didn't get used, but they were there to open up opportunities for Collingwood going into the forward 50. They're a super side, and they've blown this game way open a while ago.
So hard to defend against too, Collingwood. And now 11 goal scorers, 11 different goal scorers. They are impossible to defend against because they haven't got one go-to player.
100 points the target now, 93 points the margin. Still 9.5 minutes left. Luke Ball's ball. Swan, he kept it low. 99 points.
We did speak about pre-game how they're going to contain Travis Cloke. Now, if you're going to go 2 players to Travis Cloke, you're going to leave someone open. Yep. There's been plenty of people open today, and that's one of the real strengths again. So Lockie Keefe goes into the midfield, just another option in the middle of the ground. But the power running, what happens? Collingwood midfielders back their teammates to win the congestion, and Swan did exactly that. He pushed forward because he knew his teammates were going to win it.
So a 100-point-plus win is on Collingwood's agenda right now, and maybe they could achieve their biggest ever win against North Melbourne, which is 113 points. Only a couple of goals away from that. Zeeble stripped of it. McMahon to half forward. Rare mistake from Tarrant, but it worked. Even the mistakes worked. Davis, he missed the target. Maybe they're getting a little tired. Zeeble bangs it back but wide, and again makes it impossible for Petrie when he at least had a couple of metres on Reid.
Yeah, Petrie only the 4 disposals, 2 kicks, 2 handballs. No impact on the scoreboard.
Not one Collingwood fan has departed. They are enjoying every second of this. Davis. McMahon can't mark Swan. I think he is a little spent. Atley, and Anthony takes the mark. 58 out to some booze.
Your point you made before, Alistair, they back themselves in. Collingwood midfield have kicked 10 goals between them because they get forward. Swan with 2, Thomas 3, Sidebottom 4 and Wellingham 1. And North, the only midfielder that's kicked a goal is Goldstein. He does push forward. Yeah. They just don't get dangerous enough North, and it's probably because the ball's turning over as well.
To the booze from the paint. He sprays it.
Well, that's exactly right. And the Kangaroos were very competitive in all aspects outside the scoreboard in the first quarter. They were running forward, but they stopped running forward because they don't get rewarded and they get burnt because of turnovers in the middle of the
How
ground.
good was that mark from Wellingham?
He even tried to kick it in midair when he didn't think he was going to be paid.
Just one-hander in those conditions.
Turned 23 this week, Sharrod Wellingham. And what a week it's looking like being for Collingwood. They'll return to the top of the AFL ladder tonight. 98 points the margin. Jolly gathers up forward. Ball, sidestepped a couple. A floater. Tuvey forward. Blair, who started it all, couldn't quite trap it. Now he does. Almost a free. Doesn't get it. Crowd roar for it. Umpire gives them nothing. Rawlings, not 15. Surely that was about 18. Maxwell thinks it was. Gets up, gets the kick. Look out.
They're lined up on the far side.
He's got plenty of options.
Great
It's
vision.
way wide.
Well, that kick's super important. It just drags out the North defence.
Shaw with a torpedo to the square. Off hands ball. Almost. Back to 99 points.
I think modern AFL players don't mind it when there's a little bit of rain around. They get a little bit of a licence to go to the top. We don't see a lot of it in modern football, but certainly when the rain and slippery conditions are around, there's a restricted licence for the barrel.
Ton of time left. Just under 7 minutes. Hansen allowed to mark unopposed. Collingwood players trying to get back. It sits on Wells a little. He had to wait. Adams. Petrie short and surely.
Well, that was a good pass to a good lead. Something we were hoping to see a lot of from a Kangaroos point of view. But just it's been sadly lacking.
4 possessions for Drew Petrie, 2 kicks, 2 handballs. If you've been watching all afternoon, no need to tell you, no goals. Ben Reid has done an outstanding job. Crowd boo. It's across the face. Another behind. And that tells the tale of their day.
Yeah, it certainly has. Too many missed opportunities early, which just sucked the life out of the Kangaroos players.
Harry O'Brien sits under it. McMahon crushed it with his fist. Hansen knows the boundary line, and Harry O'Brien aren't far away.
Kangaroos boys have kicked 1 goal 6 from in general play and 1-5 from set shots.
No, it's just not good enough, King. It's as simple as that.
3 goals 12. Had it been 12-3, they're in it. Harvey just missed Atley with the handball. Atley goes off the carpet. Maxwell playing in front, and that's a pretty good spot to be playing.
I'm saying that Collingwood do force you to shoot wide for your scores.
Contest on the wing. Tuvey. And now uses some toe. Gets away. Pass options are plenty. Wide for Brown. He got there.
Oh, it's amazing.
He made him get there.
Oh, it's beautiful. Well called, Wayne. That kick drew Lee Brown to that area.
And then he kicked it out in front, made him run. The way they're going, he'll slot this.
And it's hard to defend as a defender because you think you defend the corridor, but Collingwood attack around the boundary line. You've nearly got to start your changing position and guard the dangerous space in front and boundary side.
To push the margin out past the 100-point margin. The powerhouse lead by 104 points.
They just appear to be getting better and better, and they just don't take the foot off the accelerator. And here's the pass. Once again, good work to keep the ball going in front, but put it out in front of the forward, make him lead, and very hard to defend against that. That was a very good pass, and the lead was a secondary thing, but the conversion was outstanding. They've just kicked some great goals today.
113 points is their biggest ever win over North Melbourne. Right now it's 104.
Well, that's coaching again. Turby had the ball. He didn't even look. He just kicked the ball to an area and expected Brown to get on the end of that.
Wells, long, fist away by Tarrant. Good again. He must have no skin on his knuckles. Harvey slides, got it up, but Browns was right with him, and Hansen puts it out on the full.
There's only one Collingwood player really disappointed about this, boys.
Who's that?
Dale Thomas. Subbed off at three-quarter time, just prior to three-quarter time, with 26 possessions and 3 goals.
Yeah, but he's had a warm shower, Kingy, unlike you.
Maxwell. 28 years of coaching experience for Mick Malthouse, up against a man in his 2nd year. It's been a tough day at the office for Brad Scott, but Mick Malthouse, Jock McHale's record not far away, over 650 games now for Mick. Jock McHale, 714 games.
It's an extraordinary effort from Mick Malthouse.
He's at the top of his game as well.
That he is. I think there's a bit more top to go. There's another premiership.
There's no doubting that.
And maybe they can extend this 104-point lead. Ball, he looks up for Solo. He's fresh, he's working, and he wins it.
Again, ball use inside 50, out in front.
Even Luke Paul's getting on the left place out.
Oh, that's right, they're putting on a clinic at the moment. But it is the enormous amount of confidence in your own ability and your teammates' work rate. And that's just fantastic kick to the advantage of Luke Ball to start with. And there's this one just out in front of Fasolo. Nothing a defender can do.
We didn't have to break stride at all.
53,600 here as Fasolo shoots. It's across the face, and not one patron has left. They have put on a show. Collingwood 20 goals to 3, and there he is, the old Fox.
And he was getting a bit cold down on the boundary line, so he's just gone up into the box for the latter part of the game.
It's a good idea.
Tarrant to Buckley, put him under some pressure.
I'm tipping the Collingwood coaching staff will go to the Carlton Footscray game after this at Etihad, because that's who they're playing next week. So it never stops for the coaching staff.
A 36th possession for Dane Swan there. It wasn't a clean possession. And it causes this ball up, although the umpire calls them on. Surely. And with the clock at 2:21, we get a ball up. 105 points the margin.
Well, they deserve it, Dwayne. They deserve this margin. They've just comprehensively picked North Melbourne apart.
Davis, little flick with the back of his foot. Bastanak, Davis dives on him, ties it up, wants a free. I think he's going to get it.
He's got it.
And he takes off. Possession 37 for Dane Swan. And it's perfect to Brown. Okay, we push the margin to 111 points. And the record still on offer.
Well, in these conditions, Alistair, never did I think there was going to be 19 marks taken inside a forward 50, which Collingwood have achieved today.
If the likes of Swan is given that much space, they're going to set up easy marks inside 50.
He was quite early, Lee Brown, but he's got 3 goals to his name and he's been sparkling in the second half.
It's just a clinic. Whichever way you look at it, the ball use has been far too good. They've gone 64% by foot. North Melbourne 56. That was just a beautiful weighted kick, and the North defence, they've been under siege. The ball's been in there 64 times, but at some stage they've got to change it up as well and guard the dangerous space. Collingwood onto the lead better than any other team in the competition. So you need to change your starting point at some stage, not just trail in, because they'll hit you up.
1 minute 31 left on the clock. 21 goals, 15 Collingwood to 3 goals, 12 North Melbourne. Can they better the 113-point record win over North Melbourne Collingwood? Cloak gets it up, side bottom. They need one more goal. Dane Swan low, Ferrito cuts it off.
But again, Swan out of the stoppage works hard forward.
Tuvey can't backtrack in time. Little fumble from Greenwood. So with 1 minute and 8 left on the clock, a ball in, half forward flank for the Magpies. Indeed, the clearance here. Jolly the flick back. Swan, manhandled off it. Buckley gets it out somehow. Shaw. High. Cloak. Under it. Got it! Got it from somewhere!
Just a big push into the side to his direct opponent in Pedersen, and that's a very good chest mark. Great contested grab, and see, he wasn't near the drop zone of the ball, so he just had to dispose of his direct opponent and pushed him under the ball, but still had the strength and the composure to take the chest mark. That was a great effort.
For the record, for the biggest win ever by Collingwood over North Melbourne. You've seen history.
They deserve the win. When you talk about contested marking, came into the game with 58 contested marks. That's 23 more than his nearest rival in James Pozzielli with 35. Out of his 9 marks today, he's taken 4 of these. 4 of these magnificent contested marks. It's great to see, Alistair, the long kick to a contest and see the contested mark back in our game. 4 or 5 years ago, I think we're all getting a little bit worried, but it's back in a big way.
It's been a long-standing record as well. Victoria Park, 1937.
That's a long time ago. We're talking about kicks to advantage. That wasn't to Travis Cloak's advantage, but he made it to his advantage, to the great grab.
North Melbourne have 10 seconds to spoil the party. Zeeble. He should run onto this and have the shot. 50 from goal. Puts it to the hot spot. Davis gets there. Knocks it down. Dying seconds. A ruthless, cold-blooded kill by the monster of the competition, Collingwood. 22-15, 147 to 3:12:30. And despite the margin, the biggest ever over North Melbourne, 117 points. It was immensely watchable from the start to the finish.
It was, and as you said, not one Magpies fan left the stadium, and when that final siren went, it was like they were aware there was a new record on the scoreboard. Fantastic effort from the Pies, and David King is down at ground level with one of their best, Scotty Pendlebury.
Awesome display, Scotty. You got it started, mate. What was the focus at the start of the day?
Just keep things simple in these conditions. I think we want to focus on getting the ball forward and just taking ground and playing the game in our forward half, and I think we did that.
Record margin, record winning margin against the Kangaroos. Did you know that sort of thing was on offer, or it just shows the power of your scoring outfit?
No, we didn't know that. It's something, to be honest, that we don't really worry about. Just take the game quarter by quarter, and we just want to put on a good display every quarter. And the scoreboard's almost irrelevant. You just want to play your type of football.
These conditions, to kick 22 goals is an amazing effort. Is that something you concentrate on, that scoreboard ticking over, or is it more the defensive side of the game that you'd be thrilled with today?
Yeah, I think the defensive side of the game, keep them to 3-12. I suppose they could have kicked a few goals, but we've kicked 22-15, so it could have helped. These breezy conditions could have helped our forwards today.
Daisy missed all the fun, mate. He got subbed out at three-quarter time. He's a bit stiff.
Yeah, he is. He loves the last quarter too, so all the boys will be getting into him.
Well done, mate. Congratulations.
Just a magnificent win. We see Lockie Keefe there. That's a great story in itself, Alistair. Soccer background. He's had 11 disposals. His ball use is just absolutely outstanding. Young Luke Rounds playing on Brent Harvey, the North Melbourne skipper, only had 12 disposals. Remembering that Harvey averages 30 disposals against Collingwood. So it's the older players and the new. So everything's worked for Mick Moldhouse and the coaching staff today, as we see. Probably the big story is North Melbourne. Are their finals hopes smashed after this deflating defeat?
Yeah, it would be hard to bounce back after this one. It has been a crushing defeat. They'd really set themselves for this big one. Their only game at the MCG for the season, up against the heavyweights of the competition. Test themselves against a genuine finals team in Collingwood, and unfortunately for Kangaroo supporters, they failed dismally.
A record winning margin for Collingwood over North Melbourne. Don't go away. We'll be back to wrap up straight after this break. 117 points. 22-15, 147 to 3-12, 30.